So there's been a lot of, well, first off, I want to just kind of make a little bit of an announcement about my intensive courses, which I announced maybe a couple months ago. I did announce those, that three of which I was going to give priority to. One was the introductory epistemology. The other was intro to philosophy, and then the one which was kind of on the back burner was about Derrida. And pretty much I plan on doing videos since I just got off work today. It's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock ish, and now I have 2 days off. So I'm gonna be making a couple videos on the intro to philosophy, and it's just been Christmas, so I have gotten a few books, some that are in the mail, and this one book I'm gonna be using for the intro to philosophy course, and the reason being is because when I took intro to philosophy back in 2009, this was the book that I was reading and was being taught with. This is the Great Conversation by Norman Melchert. It's great for intro to philosophy. If you want to just read a lot about general philosophy and kind of learn about what philosophy is, this book is great for that. I bought this at Half Price Bookstore in kind of the Millard area, the Westwood Plaza area of Omaha. It's a great store if you're ever in Omaha and want to get good books for cheap. But I'm going to be doing some intro to philosophy videos here soon, and I'll be using that book for that. But this video is about a little bit of a rant that I want to do. Not really a rant, but like a discussion that I want to have here. And I just kind of want to talk about the gun control debate and sort of deconstruct that a little bit, and sort of think about that and deconstruct it basically. That's basically what I want to do here. So there have been a lot of shootings lately around the country, not that are not specifically just not really like, well, gang shootings in gang prone areas happen all the time, but lately there's been a lot of mass shootings. Like when I'm talking about, like mass shootings of college campuses and places where you normally wouldn't have a shooting or just a gun being fired at all. And that's been over the past couple of years. Big shootings have been increasing, especially this year. And it feels like this year you've been hearing about one every few weeks. Where a bunch of people die or something like that in some state, or some college campus or something like that, and it happens everywhere pretty much. So I take my socks off. So that has caused there to be a good amount of call for more gun control. So that's kind of what I want to touch on and think about more. How not just conservatives, but even people in moderates and on the liberal side of the political spectrum have argued for more gun control, and it's kind of been all around thing. I think it's more prone for liberals, actually, is what I think it's more prone for, but the conservatives are not going to as much. Sorry, my bad little word mix up. The liberals are who are most known for that, who are most known for calling for more gun control, for more restrictions on buying guns, not even just guns that are assault rifles, say a AK-47, or even but even just a hunting rifle or a pistol. People on the liberal side mostly are calling for restrictions, more and more restrictions on that, and even people on the moderate and conservative side are arguing that as well. But mostly those who are resisting that are the conservatives. And I personally am a liberal, and I am registered as a Democrat. However, I do not agree with more gun control. I do not agree with more control on marijuana. I do agree with control on like heroin and meth. I do agree with that, but I don't agree with marijuana control. I don't agree with gay marriage bans. I don't agree with gun control laws. Well, I agree with some. I agree that you should have to be a certain age, and you should have to not have a criminal record of the felony side. But I don't agree with. I think that people who are not felons, people who I think people who are not felons and who are not suspected of being terrorists should be able to go and purchase a gun if they are of a legal age. I do not agree with more restrictions on guns than those two things. That you have to be of a certain legal age, no suspicions of being a terrorist, and no felonies on your record. I agree with those three things. That if you are suspected of being a terrorist, if you are underage, and if you are a felon, you should not be able to own a gun. However, if you are not of those three things, then you should be able to go and purchase a gun. And I think maybe a little bit of restrictions on buying assault rifles. That's maybe that. I'm not sure, but I think that anybody should be able to go and buy a pistol or a hunting rifle. That's I don't really agree with more gun control than those three things. And here's why. I think that the debate is that, or the thought process on those who want to restrict gun, who want to have more gun control, the thought process is that they want to control it, so that there will be less guns on the street, less shootings, less mass shootings, less death in general, and everybody being safer. And that's not the case, really. And I think that if we were to call for more gun control, that would not make anybody safer. And I saw this thing on Facebook that had a picture saying that without more gun restrictions, we would have bad guys with guns and good guys with guns. So the good guys being robbed or burglarized or having their homes invaded could protect themselves. They could protect themselves from murder or rape or whatever crimes that are being committed against them. However, if we have more gun control, the people who are good have less ability to buy guns and less ability to protect themselves, and yet we have bad guys who are still going to be able to get guns through the black market or whatever. There are people who are criminals who know how to get guns. Basically, that basically having more gun control is not gonna decrease gun shootings. It's not gonna decrease mass shootings. It's not gonna decrease death. It is not going to increase safety at all. In fact, we're gonna have this imbalance where the bad people are still gonna have guns, and yet the good people will not, and that's going to decrease safety, and it's going to not necessarily increase mass shootings, but it's going to make, it's still gonna, it's not going to solve the problem, basically. And I want to think of this as deconstructing the gun control debate, is because the thought is that increasing gun control is going to make people safer, decrease mass shootings, and increase safety, where it's the converse is actually true. There will be less safety, and there will be not necessarily more mass shootings, but more. It's possible that with gun control laws, less people who want guns will have to go, there will likely be more opportunities in the black market kind of way of getting guns, because there will be less ability to get guns legally. There should be proper ways of legally getting a gun if one wants one and is not a terrorist, a felon, or a child. That, I think, is the whole runt of it. So that's my thought on that. If you want to, jump in and talk about it, there's the comments below. Thank you.